Wish you could become a morning person? You know the type, up before the sun, early morning runs, first one to the office with donuts and a smile. How do they do it? Easy. With the new Galaxy Watch 8, sleep tracking and personalized insights from Samsung Health help you improve so you can wake up to a whole new you. One who, dare I say it, skips the snooze? It's possible. Train your sleep with Galaxy Watch 8. Learn more at Samsung.com. Requires compatible Samsung Galaxy phone, Samsung Health app, and Samsung account.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for this day.
Finish training for the day? Time to fight post-workout fatigue with Core Power Protein Shakes. They're packed with 26 grams of high-quality protein to build muscle and electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to help your body replenish, rebuild, and repair post-workout so you can power on to the next one. Champion your recovery with Core Power. Visit corepower.com to learn more.
Imagine being 12 years old, already having 30 bone fractures, and wondering, why can't I just play like other kids? I'm Leanne, and I was diagnosed with brittle bones disease. Now, I'm running the Bank of America Chicago Marathon for Lurie Children's, so every kid can just be a kid.
Join Bank of America in supporting Leanne's cause. Give if you can at BofA.com/supportLeanne. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America.
References to charitable organizations is not an endorsement by Bank of America Corporation.
Big news. Sephora is now on Uber Eats. So if you find yourself facing a beauty emergency, like needing a last-minute gift, or you're just out of your favorite mascara, again, don't panic. We got you. Order now and get $10 off on Sephora orders of $50 or more on the Uber Eats app. Order now. Offer ends October 30th. One order per customer. Additional terms apply. See app for availability. Delivery fees may apply.
The Eagles got back on the practice field on Wednesday as they begin their preparation for Sunday's game against the Minnesota Vikings. And there's actually some good news. Welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast there is, covering news, notes, and opinions on your favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, right here on the Eagles Pin Pull Podcast Network. I'm your host, Phil Stiefel. And guys, you can also find me hosting Trending in the AM at 8 a.m. live every day. I got today's episode linked below. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Just bring your thoughts and opinions and everything you hear here over there and let me know what you think of what I've got to say on this side of the equation. Guys, Wednesday, the Eagles got back to practice, and it was a very, very, nervous wait to get back to this practice. And why is that? Because obviously of the injury situation that the Eagles team's facing, along with some of the offensive and defensive woes that this team has faced in recent weeks as they're on a 2-game losing streak. They are facing the Vikings, like I said. So let's get to the practice report first, because we've been waiting all week for this. We've been all week waiting to know, at least some information. So, full participants in practice: Jordan Davis, Zach Bond, and yes, Jalen Carter was a full participant. Landon Dickerson, Quinion Mitchell. Landon Dickerson with his ankle, Quinion with his hamstring, limited. And Grant Calcaterra did not participate because of his oblique injury. Grant Calcaterra probably still will not play this week. But Landon Dickerson and Quinion Mitchell, even being out there in a limited capacity, is a major step forward, especially for Quinion Mitchell, going up against the Vikings and Justin Jefferson with our cornerback situation of Adoree Jackson, Keely Ringo, and whoever else is out there not being the best situation. Having even a glimpse of hope of getting Quinion Mitchell out there on Sunday, it's a big deal. Big, big deal. An even bigger deal is the fact that Jalen Carter participated fully and said after practice, yeah, I'm going to play on Sunday. So that's a huge step. Now, there was an interesting little quote from Brian Baldinger. I didn't write it down, how he basically criticized how Jalen Carter hasn't been in shape and hasn't been playing well this year anyway. Let's hope it's been injuries, a week off, maybe that got him in better shape. Maybe we're trending in the right direction with Jalen Carter here, but it's a huge get back for a defensive line that's extremely weak and extremely lacking of personnel, period, let alone talent, with Zadarius Smith out now, I was doing some thinking earlier today. I was thinking about Jalen Hunt and how everybody had such high expectations for him. He's played 63% of the snaps so far. He's got 0 sacks, only 5 quarterback hits, only 14 tackles. He does have 1 forced fumble, only 2 tackles for a loss, period. Jalen Hunt's one of those guys that's got to step up now with the Zadarius Smith, retirement, if you want to call it that. But getting Jalen Carter back makes everyone's job a little bit easier, even if he's at 80% of his production value. Not health, production value. It's still better than 90% of the NFL. So that's a sign in the right direction. After practice, when the players were talking, Nakobe Dean also spoke, and he mentioned how they're back in full pads for practice on Wednesday. Basically, getting a little bit more physical to get prepared. And just going to say this, if you look back to last year, we struggled in the first 4 weeks, had a bye week, and then coming out of the bye before week 6, it was the last time they did this. Not practicing pads and switching back to the pads. So this is a very, very Vic Fangio, very Nick Sirianni kind of way. Let's put the pads on. Let's strap up. Let's hit a little bit and start to get that physicality and that identity and that swagger back that this team needs and thrives off of. So that's a very good thing. Also, after practice, Jalen Hurts spoke as always, and he had a very interesting quote. I want to read this. This is per John Clark. He wrote this quote up. Jalen Hurts says, after the offensive meeting with Kevin Patullo, quote, he says, the meeting was about the direction of the offense and finding their identity. He says they spoke about finding alignment and structure to galvanize everyone to get where they want to be. There's an urgency. I have urgency. It starts with me. It starts with the direction we get from KP. We have to help each other out. We have to play together as a group. There's a lot of focus on these guys playing together and getting on the same page. Nick Sirianni, before the practice, spoke about, the struggles in 23 at the end of the season, the struggles to begin 24, and that they've learned as an organization, as a team, and him as a head coach, and Jalen Hurts as the quarterback and leader, how to overcome these kind of adversities. I talked about earlier in the week, they've only ever had back-to-back losses 4 times in since middle of the 2021 season. Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni are not going to let this spiral out of control to a third loss. So at least they're going to do everything in their power to do so. Saquon Barkley also spoke about how productive the team meeting was, very positive going into this week that this team is. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at getting this team healthy. We're looking at getting this team back on the right path and moving in the right direction as we get set to face the Minnesota Vikings. We don't know who's going to be the quarterback that we're facing on Sunday. Both Carson Wentz and J.J. McCarthy were getting reps with the ones this week for the Vikings. So there's a chance that J.J. McCarthy, honestly, with our weak defensive line, some of the stats I can give you from the defensive line, 25th in sacks, 22nd in hurries, 28th in percentage of pressure, 30th in tackles for loss, 24th in yards per carry allowed. Going up against J.J. McCarthy might actually be better for this team going forward. Just a thought, just my opinion right there. But that's what I've got. We are leaning in the right direction. The Eagles did make 2 practice squad moves, not Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. They signed defensive end Titus Leo, spent a couple games in 2024 with the Pats, literally only 9 snaps all year. And Jaheim Bell, tight end, trickster kind of guy, did play 15 games last year with the Pats. So they both got added to the practice squad. They still have an open roster spot, but no more spots. Look, those guys are fringe guys. They're not really going to help, but what they're going to do is just more how we just maneuver in the practice squad. So that's what I got, guys. Everybody have a great Thursday. We'll be back with more practice updates tomorrow. Go Birds, and Bubbles up.
Purina believes no one should have to make the impossible choice between their own safety and their pets. But nearly half of domestic abuse survivors delay leaving because they can't bring their pets with them. Through the Purple Leash Project, Purina is helping create more pet-friendly domestic violence shelters so survivors and their pets can escape and heal together. Visit Purina.com/purple to learn more.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Nature's Bounty. Nature's Bounty believes your body is brilliant, naturally designed to thrive, inside and out. For those always looking for new ways to support your health from head to heels, Nature's Bounty has a range of over 400 vitamins and supplements born from 50 years of trust and care. Nature's Bounty. It's in your nature. Visit naturesbounty.com to learn more.
Walmart Business is in the business of helping your business. Regardless of whether you're building bridges, building spreadsheets, or building lesson plans. Ooh, that looks fun. Walmart Business can help save you time, money, and hassle so you can focus on what you're building instead of what your supply closet is missing. In short, we take care of business so you can do more with yours. We're the Walmart you love, now for your business. Learn more at business.walmart.com.
The all-new 2026 Hyundai Palisade Hybrid doesn't just turn heads. It commands respect. With its stunning exterior, luxurious interior with available captain seats, and spacious third-row seating and equipped with advanced technology, you and the family are making a statement before you even step out. Okay, Hyundai. Visit HyundaiUSA.com to learn more and experience the all-new 2026 Palisade Hybrid today.